watching my videos, you know that I store my stuff in these gigantic tubs that are on my shelves. This is my community helper tub, and I'm going to show you guys what I do for Community Helper Week. We always schedule a fire truck, and we've got a lot of police officers' kids that go to our school, so we will always schedule a police officer to come. If we've got a lot of doctors, dentists, nurses, we like to schedule them to come in and talk to the kids about what they do and how they help the community. So I'm just going to share with you some of my stuff that I will be doing Community Helper Week. And I try to be organized before these videos, but I don't have time. I have to leave in like an hour, and I have to have this back so that my co-teacher and I can use all the stuff inside and put it up in our classroom. So I thought I would just bring this and kind of show you some of the different elements that we use in our class, and all of these can be found in my Community Helpers lesson plan in my Teachers Pay Teachers store. As always, I will leave the link to that in my description. This is maybe one of the kids' absolute favorite units of the year. And you guys, if you haven't done the fire truck song on YouTube with your kids, you have got to. They love the fire truck song. It is hands down their favorite. I was able to find the book at a used bookstore. Luck of all luck, and I have that as part of what I read to the kids. And then I put it on the bookshelf, and they are so excited, and they sing along with the book, and they love it. So that is something, and I would leave a link, but it's out of print. So here are my Community Helper posters that I put up and use at circle time. So as I'm a teacher, I help people learn and explore new ideas. We've got farmer, nurse, doctor, mail carrier, trash collector, and you guys, the other teachers think this trash collector is so good looking. They come in my room and love Mr. Trash Collector. Construction worker, vet, we have lots of parents that were vets, dentist, firefighter, and police officer. So I have got those that I put up on my theme board and also like to show during circle time. And I basically have all those same occupations in a pocket chart size strip that you can also use during your circle time. I just have a pocket chart tent that I keep out. I like to have theme vocabulary all around my room so the kids can see it. I also have a Community Helper alphabet that I have used in the past. I don't know if I'm going to this year, but ooh, it's so tempting that I put over the alphabet letters on my alphabet wall, and just like our whole room becomes Community Helper. It's amazing. We'll have an emergency center, like in our dramatic play, where we take a table and we put white paper on it like an exam table, but it's also a fire station, so it's like everything. The kids love that. I have a shape activity, which is just clip the fire extinguisher shape. So here we've got our triangle shape, and then they just choose which fire extinguisher to clip. So getting in some shape work and some fine motor work. And you guys, I throw clothespins out with anything, and my kids just really like it. Pretty cute and crazy. I made these one year, just little name strips with a firefighter on them, and had the kids practice tracing their name. So these are easy to make. You just find a tracing font, and you don't have to have a fireman on them. You can just like find a cute clip art and do that. One of our favorite art projects is we just make a stoplight. This is, I think, a third of a sheet of construction paper. And then I have a large hole punch that I just cut these out of red, yellow, and green. They glue them on and put a little glitter on them. And they have got their fun traffic light. Another thing that we like to do, I'm thinking of my crafts right now, and I can't find it. We make stop signs. And, oh, yes. Sorry, I get so excited. And I do this stuff every year. For our Community Helper Week, we always focus on the letter X. We trace our hand and a little bit of our arm, and we glue in Q-tip bones and make an X-ray. So we practice with our X. We make, this template is in my lesson plan. We do a little stop sign. We trace the word stop, and we put it on a big craft stick, and they make their own stop sign. This is the one from my my lesson plan. This is the template. It's got, the letters are much, much bigger. And I think this is a lot easier for the kids to trace. But you guys, I cannot tell you how much they love this. They walk around the room going, stop. And of course I have to play it up really big and stop when they tell me to stop. But this is great. We just use packing tape on the back. So they absolutely love that. And then, you guys, I do shape fire trucks, which are awesome. You can tell by this example. I've done these for years. So I just make sure I have a big red rectangle and square for each of the kids, a little window where they can draw a firefighter. I always find some kind of sparkly thing for them to use as the siren. Not the siren, but the light. And small white squares as the ladder, and our black circles as the wheels. So we've got rectangle, square, and circle going on here for our shape fire trucks. And you guys, I cannot tell you how much they love making those, because they just love fire trucks so much. So they like that. I'm going to show you other things that I've got, because like I said, this is one of their favorite units. So I have got foldable coloring book. I always include these in my lesson plans on Teachers Pay Teachers. This is them right here. We've got community helpers, our police officers and firefighters, vets and dentists, chefs and sanitation workers, doctors, and letter carriers. So they enjoyed that. For our journal page, we've got my favorite community helper. This is just not my favorite because it's very worksheety, but it's something you can put in your writing center. It's something you could put out for a starter. And it's just, where's my car? Draw a line from the community helper to the vehicle that they use. I have these 0 through 9, and I put these in those dry erase pouches. And this is how we first start practicing writing numbers. And this is, answer the alarm and help the firefighter put out the fire. So the firefighter is going to the fire. So, yeah, and that is another great fine motor activity. I have coloring sheets included with tracing vocabulary. This is, you guys, I put these activities in a lot of my lesson plans too. These numerical recognition activities. I have got 4 firefighters, and these are all 4 different firefighters. They fit behind these numbers. So I use, I think this goes up to 10 maybe? Yeah. I will use all 10 for pre-K, and I might just use till 5 or 6 for preschool, but 0 is included. And I hide, let's say I have 2 people at my small group center. I will only hide 2 firefighters under the numbers. And I will tell them, I'll do an array of all the number cards. And I will tell them, okay, you have to say what the number is. If you don't know the number that you think a firefighter is hiding under, you point to it and I will tell you what it is. So we are learning how to recognize and identify our numbers. And that's why I, will limit how high I go with those numbers, because the kids they don't always know. I have these vocabulary cards that I just play matching games with, but they're also really good to just have in your circle time area so you can talk about these different community helpers, or you can initiate a circle time discussion by saying, this is a vet. Does anybody know by a raise of a quiet hand, what does a vet do? And, this is a baker or a chef. Can anyone tell me, does anyone know? And I have had some kids whose parents are chefs and own restaurants, things like that love doing that. And then I also have, like you saw that sheet of where's my car? I have in card form where I will lay out all the cars, and then I'll have the community helper and I'll give them a community helper and say, okay, this is the mail carrier. What kind of car does he use? And they go and search and try to find what kind of car is associated with them. Where a teacher doesn't drive a school bus, but a school bus is associated with school. So we've got, fire trucks, garbage trucks, ambulance, things like that. So you can kind of expand your community helper vocabulary that way. And the more I showed you the shape one already. Okay. You guys, I don't know how I feel about this activity because it was really abstract for the kids. It is okay, I've got a number 6. How many what are these? Fire hydrants, yeah. Do you see? We see 4, so is that right? Smiley guy or wrong? Sad guy. I don't know. This is not my favorite activity. It's in my lesson plan. I also have a rhyming activity with the sad firefighter and the happy firefighter. I like that one a lot more. This one I know went over the heads of the 3-year-olds. Your pre-K will probably be able to do it. But like I said, in there, but it isn't my favorite activity. I will always tell you guys. Here is another count and match where it's I've got, how many ambulances? No. Yeah. Mail trucks do we see? And I've got numbers. So I can put out the mail trucks or the number cards. We count, we find the number cards, and we do a count and match. And actually, guys, they always love those count and matches. And I will do them so, we start on one side of the rug and they got to walk over to the other side. So we get some motion in that. So we're not just sitting. I have upper and lowercase letter matches that make a community helper car. I am going to find one that matches so you can see. Oh, Lordy. Of course, they're not in any order, but I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. So these cards will have the uppercase on one side and the lowercase on the other. And you guys, this makes a fire truck, but do these letters match? No, we need to find our either uppercase Y or our lowercase m. So that's something that we work on together. And it's a little bit more challenging than some other letter matching things I have. One activity I love is what belongs to me. And I've got police officer, hairdresser, firefighter, farmer, mail carrier, baker, nurse and a doctor, and a teacher. And then I've got some of the things they wear, the vehicle they drive, and some things that they might use. Like firefighter would have that hat. This would, of course, go with the farmer. This is a hairdresser station. Doctor and nurse would have a shot and a stethoscope. The baker would make cupcakes, etc., etc. So each one of the community helpers has 4 spots. So we find 4 cards. I will usually do 2 or 3 of these at once, and the kids play until they have them filled up, and then we go to the next set. If we try to do them all at once, it becomes a little overwhelming, but this is also in that community helper lesson plan. Another thing that is these little puppets. I've got firefighter and police officer. They've got little hats, badges, and you just cut out the circle head and glue them on to a paper bag. Oh my gosh, I have my little letter, seek and find, or cover. So this is a mixed upper and lowercase. I've also got straight lowercase. Let's see. I've also got straight uppercase, and I have got letter cards in both lowercase and uppercase. So you can decide if you want to do a straight match, uppercase cards to uppercase letters, lowercase cards to lowercase letters. If you want to do uppercase, find the lowercase, etc. But I have them in mats that you can use manipulatives with, and I also have them in black and white printouts that you can use bingo daubers with and take home. So I don't really like worksheety things, so, you know, I like to do kind of a drawing cover instead. Okay. I also have, oh my goodness, let's see. Let us see what these are. Oh my gosh. These are rhyming cards. These are rhyming cards. So I've got nose rhymes with rose. So we have all kinds of different community helpers. I have duck rhymes with truck. Beans rhymes with jeans. So you just have to find the rhyming words. And the community helpers are just holding the little rhyming words on a little sign. I also have, and this template is also in my lesson plan, just these firefighter hats that they can color. I put on a sentence strip and they wear those at home. I have got community helper bingo. So I've got all the spots and cards to match that they just cover. Usually I will do these on a Friday because I like Fridays to just be super fun. Another super fun thing that we do for Community Helper Week is put out the fire. So we've got these mats of flames. And then each kid is given these water little discs. We roll one die, they count, and they put out that many flames. So if we roll a 4, they will use 4 spots of water to cover 4 flames. And we play until we've covered all the fires. Okay. Oh, this is another like super fun thing. It's just a paper plate, firefighter hat. Oh gosh, you guys, I have so much stuff in here. It's almost ridiculous. I have these fire stations. This is a supertizing counting, and the fire trucks that are numbered. It is the match 1 through 10. So I've got that, and that's always a fun thing for the kids to play. Trying to see if there's anything I'm forgetting. There are so many more activities in there, you guys. I know I haven't even shown you all of them. Oh my gosh. So then I've got these little puzzles. Holy moly. And you guys, when I do puzzles, I laminate them. I print them on cardstock and I laminate them with 5mm laminating sheets. So this is Community Helper Beginning Sound letters. So the C is going to match with construction worker, B with baker. So you're going to have community helpers and community helper vehicles, A through Z here. And just put the puzzles together, and they are self-correcting. And there are 26 in all, so they cannot make a mistake. So yeah, you guys, so we've got just about everything you could shake a stick at in this unit. I know that I won't even get to half of these activities, but if you're super lucky and you have enough staff that you can do more than 2 centers in a day, I mean, this unit has got more than you could imagine. Also, with my lesson plans, you guys, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, I will have a list of books, nonfiction and fiction, and I also always have a list of videos that you can play on YouTube for your kids that will just extend the lesson, or that you can put in your newsletter and just leave the links for your parents so that your parents might do those at home if you don't have the opportunity to do them at school. But you guys, one of my best units, definitely a bestseller. Now I can get this back to my awesome co-teacher in my classroom for tomorrow. But thank you so much for listening, and subscribe if you haven't. I come out with 1 or 2 videos every single week. Some are just teacher tips, some are lesson plans, but a lot are classroom management and just kind of how to be a better preschool, pre-K, and TK teacher. Thanks so much for watching.